Alrighty, we are looking for $50 varieties and errors tonight, and also 2009s because I love collecting the 2009s. So we'll start off with a roll of quarters here. Let's see if I can get this thing stop bouncing so much. Holy cow! Start off with a roll of quarters. We're looking for some silver. Looking for $50 or silver. Looking for varieties. We're looking for errors. What's up, Thomas? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what we got here. No silver. We're also looking for W mints in the 2019 and 2020 versions. So we'll start off with a roll of quarters and we'll go to a $50 roll and see. So I have my checklist off to the side here. Let's see here. Okay, we'll start off. These ones are looking for the Noah's Wart. We're looking for the Jewel and George. On the Hovita Edar, any of the new American women quarters, we're looking for some of those errors. $19.72. Some of these look kind of funky, like the 2. It's like super weird. I have NGC coin open on the side here. See if 1972 is on the list. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it is. So 1972 Denver. We're looking for the Type H reverse. So put that under the scope here. Check out these arrows. I need to go get a pointer because I don't have a pointer. Looking for that Type H reverse. I'll point that out here for you guys here. We're checking out these arrows right here. This is the Type G reverse. You can see the points of this arrow right here. There's a Type H. These arrows would be embedded into that leaf right there. So that's what we're looking for there. Let's keep going. The 2017 Frederick Douglass. Looking for these nose warts and Jewel and Georges on these American women quarters. Also on the Eleanor Roosevelt, we're looking at her hat. Looking for any extra metal up there. Take a quick gander at that. Let's keep going. Here's a Colorado 2006 out of Denver. Ooh, here's a 2020. On these ones, we're looking for the W mint. This one is a Denver. The W mint can be worth 20 bucks, 20 to 30 bucks, depending on the condition. 1983, we save all our 1983 and 1982s. They did not make mint sets of these years, so if you do have one that's in better condition, you can find one that's worth a little extra money. Okay, let me get my coin list open here. All right, I got my quarter list open. What quarter I need to look for? 2020, remember looking for the W. I found 2 W's in this box so far. There's a Harper's Ferry. This one can have there's a couple different quarters with the leaky bucket. This one can have, one of these barrels can have like a leak in it. If you find extra metal underneath one of them, continue to look for those. Another 2019. Remember 2019s and 2020s. We're looking for a W or West Point mint. This one's a Philly. So always worth extra money. It's 81 Philly. We're looking for sharp examples. 2015. These homesteads, there's a few different errors on these homesteads we can look for. What's up, buddy? I'm doing coins right now. You need to be in bed. Good night. Love you.
I have these much coins.
Yep. Good night. Love you. So on these ones, there's a few different errors we need to look for. There's one up on the roof. There's one at the water pump.
Where's the water pump?
I'll show you tomorrow. Good night, buddy. Love you. Okay, so we're looking up on the roof here for any extra metal. We look here. This water pump, it's basically in the middle of the coin. The arc here on this water pump, you look for another arc here in this window pane. Worth some extra money. And then we also look at the bucket. We look for a leaky bucket on this one. Basically an extra blob of metal on there. Nothing there. Keep going. Another 2020. We're looking for W mints. We'll cruise through this. Next roll, we're going to do a $50 roll. See if we can find silver in there. Last time I had $50 from this bank, I found, I think it was a Walker. So we'll get through this first, and then we'll go to a $50 roll. It's another 83. Finding 1982s and 1983s in really good condition. Be worth some money. Let's keep going. 1990, that's a good year. 1994, aged to perfection. Oregon, 2005. Remember, any of these coins, they can have extra die cuts, die breaks, die cracks. Any coin you find basically can have some extra stuff. Here's a 2021 Denver. We're going to check out George Washington's hat on these cross and the Delawares. Look up on his hat. If you've been in my videos before, I'll just point out quickly. We're looking for any extra blobs of metal up here. Up on his hat. Here's another 2020. Can we get a W mint? Nope, just a Denver. Let's keep going. 2016, Theodore Roosevelt. 89. Got the list off to the side here. On these 2017s Ellis Islands, I found a couple different things on these. Or one thing on a couple different errors. So this woman's face, I found like an eyeball scar. I found like a face scar. So I always check out her face. You can also check out this dude's hat. See if you have any extra blobs of metal up there. Oh, the Wisconsin 2004. On these Denvers, you guys know what to look for. We're looking for the extra leaf, high leaf, low leaf. Look at the corn cob. You have an extra arc of metal here. You can get the low leaf. It goes up here like this. It's a high leaf. Extra money, extra metal. Let's keep going. A few more left in this roll. We're going to open a $50 roll next. Utah 2007. All right, 1999s. If this is a Philly, we're looking for the spitting horse. Oh, and it's a Philly. Okay, let's check out. Look at the horse's mouth here under the scope. What we're looking for here is basically some lines here, known as a spitting horse. Last one of the roll is a 1966. We do have some things we're going to look for on this one as well. 1966 on ngccoin.com. We're looking for a double die reverse FS801. So we're going to look for doubling, extremely strong doubling, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and $quarter. So check out the reverse. Put this under the scope. I have found these before. The scope makes it nice. Look for doubling in the letters on the reverse of your 1966. Nothing there, nothing there. Check out the motto, E pluribus unum, or unum, depending on who you talk to. $quarter, checking for doubling. I don't see anything there. I'm going to give you guys an example. Here's what I found last week, the 1965 DDR FS801. Don't mind this date, that's just an old reused flip. So on United States of America on this one, hard to see here, but I'll put it under the scope, and it's super clear, super strong doubling. It's a $20 coin. I'm guessing $20 to $30. Guessing it's like a grade's like about a 40. It's actually a really nice quarter. You look at it, barely any scratches, good crisp image. That's what we're looking for. Doubling and any of the letters just like that. Super clear under the scope. All right, next up, we have a $half roll. We're looking for silver. I'll pull up ngccoin.com. Under the $half. $half. I'm just going to pull up Kennedy, 1964 to date. I'll have that open. I'll have to do some referencing on it. I haven't opened up a $half roll since last summer. See if we can find some silver in this guy. Last summer I found a roll with 2 silvers. I found some African 1 pennies. I found proofs. You can see someone marked this coin there. Go ahead and check this thing out. These are going to be a little bit slower. Here's a 1974. So we're looking for 74 Denver. That's a Denver. We're looking for the DDO FS 101. So it's going to be a double die obverse. Let's see what we're looking for. Very strong doubling seen on the bust. In God we trust, liberty, and the date. Okay, so they have some pictures we can look at. We'll see what we can see. They have some examples in the E in liberty. It's not quite focused, is it? That's better. Get some crisp image in here. E's buried into his hair, but in the example you can see some doubling off like the tip of the E there. See if we can see anything. Just some wear, some scratches. We're going to check his ear. This one's quite worn out. Not quite sure the doubling that they're showing there. We'll check out In God We Trust. Look for some doubling. M7557 says, good morning. You must be in a different part of the world because it is definitely evening where I'm at. Where are you watching from, just out of curiosity? And look at the date. Looking for doubling. Do not see any doubling. All right, let's keep on going. Here's a 1991 Denver. Nice condition. Let's see if there's any errors here. Doesn't look like it. There's a 2000 Philly. There's a 2023 error we can look for. Here's a 74 Philly. Nothing for those. We're looking for some extra metal on some of these things. Maine. Welcome, Wild Heart. Welcome to the chat. 74D. We're looking for doubling on this one too. 74 Denver. DDO FS 101. So check out all the lettering and the bust, see if we have any doubling going on. Check out the motto. The In God We Trust. Check out the date. Lots of wear on this guy. Nothing there. Let's keep going. There's a 71 Denver. 71 Denver. Same thing. DDO FS 102 or a DDO FS 101. So doubling on Liberty and God We Trust, or strong tripling on In God, and lesser doubling is evident on Liberty and the date. We're going to check out the whole obverse on this one, see if we can see anything going on. I don't think, yeah, so we had Liberty. You look at some of these serifs on these. This is where you can tell sometimes if it's like a notch in the serifs. Kind of see some doubling sometimes. That's kind of suspect there. Point this out real quick. This section here, looks like here's a point, looks like here's a point. It's kind of suspicious. It's not super strong. But then this one goes the other way. Like it looks like there's a line through here. I don't know if I'd call that doubling or tripling. Definitely not as strong as the last one I found. So look at In God and We Trust. Man, how do you spot tripling? That is gnarly. Here's a 71 Denver. Another one. Check out the same stuff on this one. Looking for the DDO FS 101 or the DDO FS 102. That'd be sweet to find a $50 error live with you guys. Just gotta look at enough coins, you'll find one eventually. Pretty flattened out there on the right side of that. All right, here's a 74 out of Philly. 74. All right, for this 74 Philly, we're looking for the no FG. So on the reverse of this guy, I'll show you right under this right leg here. I can already see it says FG. Designer's initials. Put under the scope. The 1974 Philly. You find one that does not have the FG there, bam. That would be the no FG 74. Another 71 Denver. We're getting lots of these, so we know what to look for. This one's just damage. It's not doubling. It kind of would appear like that, but it's not quite what we're looking for. How's everybody doing tonight? Appreciate you hopping on. We're looking for valuables in quarters, in half dollars tonight. I think tomorrow I'll probably pull out the old pennies. The no longer created pennies. See if we can find some errors in those bad boys. 74 Philly. So these ones, just went over one of these. We're looking for the no FG. I can see it there already under the right leg. There's an FG there. 74 Philly. Looking for one without the designer's initials there. There's a 73 Denver. Same thing, 73 Denver. We're looking for a double die obverse on In God We Trust and the date, or the no FG. So we have front and back check on this one. So it was, what was it? In God We Trust and the date. Looking for strong doubling. Something that would indicate it looks like it got stamped twice. And we'll check the date. This one kind of looks suspect. Right there, just barely. Could be a scratch, could be a dent. Not really enough for me to get excited about. Maybe a slight indication here too, like it could be, might be damage. Not something I'd be excited about. Nothing like this one. I keep showing this one off. Here's a 65 quarter DDR FS801 in America on this one. I'll show you guys. It is uncanny, the doubling that you can just see. Super clear. There's a few different types of doubling that you can find on these things too. Like this one just goes all the way across. Starts at states, into of, into America. $20 to $30 coin. Just that's kind of the doubling I'm looking for. That's the kind of doubling I get excited about anyway. Keep going. We got a few more of these half dollars. The 79 Philly. Nothing on these ones. Take a quick gander at it and move on to the next. 71 Denver. For the DDO FS101 and FS102. So DDO, double die obverse, which is the head side of the coin. Double die reverse, or DDR, is the back side of the coin. So we'll do a quick check. Look for doubling on Liberty. In God We Trust. Date. Check out that mint mark too. Just looks like a goofy one. Alright, how about a 73 Denver? Looking for the DDO FS101 or the no FG. So the DDO FS101 is doubling on In God We Trust and the date. We'll start there. Some people might be more picky about these, but I'm just going to take a quick glance at them, see if there's extra money in my pocket. The 3 looks a little goofy, looks like it has a dent in it. And then 1973 Denver, look at the reverse. Under that right leg it says FG. This one has the FG, we're looking for one without the FG there. Worth extra. If you have half dollars, make sure you take a look at them. Go on ngccoin.com or send me an email. Be happy to help you guys out. There's a 1980, nothing to look for on those ones. There's a 74 out of Philly. On these ones, also we're looking for a no FG. On the reverse, I can see it there already under that right leg. Same thing. Looking for no FG. It's worth extra money. Another 71 Denver, looking for the double die obverse. Check it out under the scope. It's easy on the eyes. If you're looking for your own scope, here's the link: amzn.to/4q capital O small o j number 2. Go check it out. It's not expensive. The link is free for you guys to use. It might make me $1 if I'm lucky. Looking for doubling. Here's what I'd call like a lamination. If you look at it under the right light, this looks like it's doubled. But I know from the amount of coins I've looked at, it's just, I think it's like just like a lamination thing. 1971 Denver, looking for the double die obverse. Alright, let's keep going. Here's a 74. This one also, 74 Philly. We're looking for the no FG. I can see it there already. One day. I do have a bunch of half dollars I have to go through. See if I find these errors because I didn't know about them the first time I went through them. It's a 94. I don't think this one has anything. Nope. Last half dollar of the roll is a 77 Denver. And we're looking for a double die obverse on this one. The DDO FS 101. Strong doubling on In God We Trust. Let's check it out under the scope. We're looking for strong doubling. Sometimes doubling can look like something like this, where it seems like there's a line in it. I would not call that. Some people might call that doubling. I don't know. I do not see anything there. Alright, let's go back to quarters. Do another roll of quarters here. First, we're looking for silver. Anything in quarters 1964 or earlier is going to be silver, and it's going to have a silver popping rim. Do not see any silver here. It's been quite a while since I pulled a silver quarter, but what's silver at these days? Anyone know offhand what silver is trading for? I know it went down last week. Check it out. It's back up now to 74 or 76.54. That's a worn out one. Let's go back to quarters on the old NGC coin on the website. Okay, quarters. Looking at the Variety Plus at the Washington quarters, 1932 to 1988. This is a 71. Can't remember if this had anything. 71. This one's a Denver. 71. Oh, we're looking for Phillies. No, 71. Denver. DDR FS801 and a Type H reverse. Man, that thing is just mashed. So we'll look for the DDR Looking for doubling. Oh, look at that. I think it's kind of cool, actually. Under the scope, it looks like extra mashed. What's up, user? Hey, Enzo. Thanks for joining up tonight. We're looking through quarters. We're looking through half dollars. We're looking for errors. We're looking for varieties. We're not necessarily looking for mashed up dollars or quarters. But this one, we're looking for the type H reverse. This is something I learned recently. These arrows on the left side, so here's the eagle foot. These arrows, if you can see these points, it's the type G reverse, but if these arrows are buried into this leaf here, it's a type H that we're looking for. Here's a 2019 War in the Pacific. The 2019s and the 2020s, we're looking for the W mint. Worth 20 to 30 bucks, depending on the condition. Got a list off to the side of different quarters we're going to try to pull. If we come across one, we'll review it. It's 89. Let's cruise through this and do another roll of half dollars before we got to call it for the night. Virginia, 2000. 1997. Nope. Oh, these another 2019. So first thing on the 2019s and 2020s, looking for the West Point mint, the W mint. Flip it over. Nope, that's just a Philly. So this one, the San Antonio missions, there's some things we can look at also. On the reverse, we're looking at the top. We're looking at all sides of this cross. We're looking for an extra blob of metal. Check it out real quick. Nothing there. We're going to check out these waves. We can have some doubling or some extra metal on some of these waves. I don't know much about the dragon. This one can have some sort of something going on with it. San Antonio missions. Let's keep going to get through this. North Carolina, 2001. Making my way through a box of $500 of quarters. This one, I think she can have some up in her goggles. I don't see anything there. There's a Georgia. James and the Giant Peach. That's what I always think about. Oh, a 2009 Puerto Rico. I save all my 2009s. Whether they're pennies, quarters, don't matter. 2024, where George is facing the right. We're looking at his nose, looking for extra blobs of metal. We're looking for the drooling George. Extra blobs of metal off his lip. Zitkalasa. I have found a bunch of these now. All of them have been from Denver so far. I got Sean D 78's cup here. Looking for women quarters for Sean D. Shout out. $2014 Great Smoky Mountains. Another 2019, looking for the W mint. I didn't see that mint the first time I had it. I had to double check. Shenandoah 2014. I have found 3 W mints in the last 2 weeks. Out of quarters, just getting them from the bank. They're still available. Voyagers 2018 out of Philly. We're going to look at the what I believe is a loon. This guy. We're going to look right about here on the side of this duck loon. Looking for an extra blob of metal there. Homestead 2015. We're looking for a DDR. I don't know if it's actually, yeah, it's a DDR. So we're looking for snow up on the top, which would be a die chip. Looking at this water pump, looking at the arc here on the water pump to be doubled up in this window here. That's the DDR. And there's another error, you can get a die chip down here in this bucket, the leaky bucket. 2014 Shenandoah. 2020 Denver. You guys want to do another half roll or another quarter roll after these quarters are done? So 83s and 82s, we're saving all the quarters. You might find one that's in really good shape. 2019, looking for the W. Oh, it's Denver. Kentucky 2001. Quarters. Thomas votes quarters. Any other votes? Anybody else? Another 2001. Oh, sorry, 2021. Brain fart. We're looking at George Washington's hat there, looking for extra metal. Up on top there, that metal sometimes can get really big and can actually obscure some of the E and the P if you get a really good one. 2015 Bombay Hook. This is South Carolina. I think I've read these things can have like a rotated die if you turn the quarter over exactly as you can and see if maybe you turn it over and it's like this. It can be a rotated die. Arches 2014. Never been there. Looks beautiful on the quarter. Couple more here. Ooh, a 65. I'm going to show you guys an example on the 65, what we're looking for. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really cool. Some of you guys might have seen it. So here's a 65 I pulled last week. And on the reverse, in United States of America on the top, this is what we're looking for. Strong doubling on all of these letters. It's all like shifted off to one side like that. This is what we're looking for on the 65. So on this 65, that's what we're going to look for. Check out the reverse. That'd be sweet if I pulled another one of these things. It's like a $20 coin. The other one is anyway. It's in much better shape than this one is, but I'm not seeing that type of doubling. Check out $quarter at the bottom. This one's super worn out. Well, worth a try. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt. A couple more, and we'll bust open another roll of quarters. Excuse me. These 1966s also can have a DDR FS 801. So double die reverse. Same thing as on the 65. We're going to look for that same doubling. All the lettering on the reverse. This looks a little suspect here. See that corner of the S there? Corner of the O a little tiny bit. I would call this another win, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentle folks. Ladies and gentlemen. There's that doubling, and it's on every one of these letters. It gets slightly worse as you go over. You can barely see it on the R here, on the E, on the M. I don't see much on the A there. Come over here. I can see it on the O. I can see it barely on the S there. This is the 1966 DDR FS801. Yeah! Let's go. You can also see it here. Some of these letters. And left side of the U, left side of the N. It's a sweet one. This one's not quite good a shape as the other one, but it's still a fine, baby. Lots of these are kind of, you look at like the L's here, it looks like doubling. A lot of them look like that though, I don't know. But this one definitely got put in the flip. Definitely doubling, baby. Hopefully I don't lose that. Nice. Okay, 2023 Denver, looking for nose warts, looking for Drulin George. And the Bessie Coleman, we're looking for the Burning Plain. Check out the aeroplane, see if you have any extra gobs of metal. All right, guys. No silver. Let's cruise through. Nobody was excited about that? The DDR FS801? Come on now. Don't be lame. Chuck a thumbs up on that like button. Another one of these, 2021. Looking for the die chip on the hat. Ryan, you went through your 2018, found the chip on the Lou. Nice. That's awesome. 2020, we're checking out Mama's Bat Face. Looking for basically some big pits and dips. I'm looking for the W Mint. Nothing there. 1974. Nothing on the 74. Illinois 2003. 2013 Great Basin. Cruise through these. Try to find another error. Here's a 2019. Looking for the W. Come here, W. There's a Wisconsin 2004. What a filly. I think it's just the Denvers. We're looking for the extra leaf. I still like looking at them though. I can't help it because this is like what everyone's looking for. Extra leaf, low leaf here, high leaf here. There'd be some extra lines, like extra corn cob leaf. There's a 74. It's a grubby one. Fingers start getting grubby after a little while. Those are really shiny. Maryland 2000. Hey dear. (2016) Harper's Ferry. These ones I think they can have some leaky buckets too. Like some extra blobs under these buckets by the doorways. I think it's generally the second one, from what I've read, but I'm still learning too. Double Bombay hook. Upside down. Let's try Louisiana 2002. Thanks, Pajama Stacking. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Good night, love you. 2020. Looking for a West Point Mint. Come on. Nope, just a Denver. 2019s and 2020s. That's what we're looking for is a W Mint. They made 2 million of each design. Worth I'd like to say 20 to 30 bucks. Another 2024 Denver. Zip Kalasa. Wilma Mankiller. What an unfortunate name. Just one man's opinion. 2022 Denver. These ones, they can have some strike through errors next to his ear. You can get some of these letters. Maybe that's different I'm thinking about. I don't know. I'd like to check them out pretty close. Montana 2007. 2023. Looking at his nose, looking at his lips, seeing if anything looks out of the ordinary. Another Jovita Idar. 1965. We know what to look for in this one, the DDR. Yep. We are almost done with this quarter roll, then we're going to wrap it for the night. Suspicious. Suspicious. I don't know. Not excited about it. Not excited about it. Not like the other one. A few more to go. We're going to wrap it for the night. See if we can find another one. In 2019, was it a W? Nope. We're going to look for some die chips real quick. All four corners of the compass. Look for doubled. More extra metal there. Waves. Couple more, and we're done. We'll get back to you guys tomorrow night. With some halves, we'll probably pull out some pennies. Pull out some more quarters. I have some nickels. The only thing I don't have is dimes. Tennessee, 2002. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. The 2013, the 2011, 2012, 2013s, I don't find them as often, but they do come up time to time. Maine 2003. We had someone watching from Maine tonight. There's your quarter. Last one of the night is a 2020 National Park, American Samoa. Checking out the bat face, mama bat hanging upside down, and we're looking for a 2020 W Mint. Nope, just a Philly. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out the channel. I got some links for this specific scope. Find your own. Find some errors like this bad boy, 1965 DDR FS 801. Find some doubling like that guy. Or the one we found tonight, the 1966 DDR. Also in the same area. Not as strong, but we found another one. There we go. Thanks, Roland. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out the channel. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll do quarters, we'll do halves, we'll do nickels, and we'll do pennies. Have a good night. Yes.